Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are uncovering the ultimate secrets to crafting an intensely rich, traditional cassia leaf curry with pork belly. Now, if you know cassia leaves, you know they are notoriously bitter, like almost unpalatable if you prep them incorrectly. But stick with me, because today we're diving into the exact old-school traditional methods used to transform those bitter leaves into an absolute culinary masterpiece with an incredibly authentic, robust flavor.
Here's a quick look at our roadmap for today. We'll be walking through essential ingredient preparation, building the curry base, achieving perfect consistency, and finally, the final flavor balance.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Essential Ingredient Preparation, or as I like to call it, taming the elements. Okay, so here is the absolute secret to preparing cassia leaves. Even if you buy them pre-boiled from the market, you absolutely have to boil them again. You just submerge them in water, add a really generous amount of salt, and bring it all to a boil. This right here is the traditional trick to taming that notorious bitterness. The salt chemically draws out those harsh, astringent notes through osmosis. What you're left with is this perfect, earthy profile that you completely need for a well-balanced curry. And listen, you really can't rush this part. You need to maintain a rolling boil for exactly 30 minutes. This specific time frame is crucial because it properly prepares the leaves without turning them into a mushy mess. It's a true exercise in culinary patience, but believe me, it pays off immensely when you taste that final dish. Now, while your cassia leaves are bubbling away, we can do a little multitasking. Grab one whole strip of pork belly, cut it in two just to make it manageable, and pan grill it. You might be wondering, why pan grill it first instead of just throwing raw pork straight into the curry? Well, grilling it unlocks this sizzling, robust depth of flavor, and it renders out some of that excess fat. So once it's beautifully grilled and smelling fragrant, just slice it up into perfect bite-sized pieces. Moving right along to Section 2, building the curry base. This is really the heart of the dish. Okay, the magic number here is 250. You're going to need a standard 500 milliliter carton of coconut milk for the entire recipe, but you have to resist the urge to just dump it all in at once. You only want to pour exactly half, 250 milliliters, into your heated pan to start. Dividing the coconut milk like this is an incredibly vital technique in traditional curry making. And that brings us to what's known as cracking the coconut milk. By simmering that initial 250 milliliters on a low heat, the coconut oil naturally separates from the milk itself. You'll literally see the oil rise to the top. Frying your 200 grams of curry paste in this naturally separated oil is the secret to truly awakening those fat-soluble spices. It creates an incredibly aromatic environment. So once that base is smelling amazing and the curry paste is fully blended with the cracked coconut milk, it's time to build the body of our curry. Toss in your sliced grilled pork belly, followed by your boiled and drained cassia leaves. You want to keep stirring this continuously. Make sure that the intensely aromatic curry paste thoroughly coats every single piece of pork and every single leaf. Next up is Section 3, achieving perfect consistency. It's all about the art of hydration. If you want to know how to make this curry intensely rich and thick, this is it. Dumping a bunch of water into the pan all at once is a recipe for a watery disaster. You'll just completely dilute your concentrated flavor base. To get that rich, creamy consistency, you have to add water incredibly gradually. Give it a splash, stir it in, lift your ladle, and check the thickness. You want it velvety and rich, definitely not like a thin soup. And that takes us to Section 4, the final flavor balance. Sweet, savory, and creamy. First things first, wait for your perfectly hydrated liquid to come to a nice, gentle boil. Now let's talk about the technique for getting that perfectly mellow, rounded seasoning. Add some fish sauce for a deep, savory umami kick, and then balance out that saltiness with just a touch of sugar. If you like using a seasoning powder, right now is the time to sprinkle it in. This exact combination is how you hit those flawlessly balanced savory and sweet notes that traditional Thai curries are famous for. But hold on. After seasoning, don't rush to the finish line just yet. Let the whole pot simmer for a little while. This simmering period is absolutely crucial. It's what allows the savory fish sauce, the sweet sugar, the spicy curry paste, the rich pork, and those earthy cassia leaves to deeply marry together. They literally transform from individual ingredients into one wonderfully robust, unified flavor. All right, remember that remaining 250 milliliters of raw coconut milk we set aside at the very beginning? Go ahead and pour it into the pan right now. Stir it gently so it completely incorporates into the curry, giving you this beautifully smooth, creamy finish. And then, and this is super important, immediately turn off the heat. If you boil the coconut milk at this final stage, it'll split and curdle, and that'll completely ruin that fresh, smooth texture we just built. And just like that, you are done. By mastering the extraction of the bitterness, the cracking of the coconut milk, and the art of gradual hydration, you honestly haven't just learned a recipe today. You've learned the ancient architecture of Thai flavor. So, what do you say? Are you ready to bring this intense, traditional masterpiece into your own kitchen? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and happy cooking.